Welcome to the class, my dear students. In today's lecture, I am going to explain some of the problems, how to solve those problems, and on the magnitude of how to find out the magnitude of a vector, and how to find the sum and the scalar multiple. Few problems I am going to do in this class. And then I wanted to define a new type of vector, some varieties of types of vectors where the unit vector or like that we will be doing in this present lecture. So let us now see this problem. Find the magnitude of the vector 3 comma 4. So how to find out the magnitude of the vector 3 comma 4? What is the meant by 3 comma 4 actually is nothing but 3 times towards the 3 units on the x-axis and 4 units on the y-axis. So 3i plus 4j. So what is the magnitude? Let us consider this as the vector u bar, let us say. Then the magnitude is given by mod u bar is given by the square root of 3 square plus 4 square. So that is 3 square plus 4 square. That is 9 plus 16 under root, and that is equal to square root of 25, and that is equal to 5. So the magnitude of the vector u is equal to 5. Let us now do the second problem on this. Find the magnitude of the vector 2i plus 3j minus 4k. Now let us call this vector as v. Then what is the magnitude of v is 2 square plus 3 square plus minus 4 the whole square under root. So that gives you 4 plus 9 plus 16 under root. So this is square root of 29. Of course the magnitude means we can say some units is the length. Magnitude is nothing but the length. So now the next question is, if a is 5i plus j, if a is equal to 5i plus j, so a bar is 5i plus j, and b bar is the vector given by 4i minus 7j. What was asked to find out? That is 3a minus 2b. So it is 3 times of 5i plus j minus 2 times of 4i minus 7j. So that is 15i plus 3j minus 8i minus of minus plus 14j. So what is this? 15 minus 8 is what? 7. So 7i plus 14 plus 3. So plus 17j. That's it. This is what the way to find out the sum of the two vectors. How to find out the magnitude of the two vectors. All this we have done in this in this problems now. Let us now start the next topic. What is meant by the unit vector? So the unit vector means the vector whose magnitude is 1 is called as the unit vector. So let us now define the unit vector. So the vector whose magnitude or whose length is 1 is called as the unit vector. For example, if you take the vector ex is equal to u bar, let us take, what is this? Let us take this as I plus 0j plus 0k, let us say. U is this vector. So what is the magnitude of this vector? That is square root of I component is 1 square plus 0 square plus 0 square, which is equal to 1. Therefore, this I is a unit vector. I means the u bar is the unit vector. Okay. So always we write the unit vector of this u. That means since it is a unit vector, we put a cron on that, and that is u cron is a unit vector. I is a unit vector. Similarly, you can say j is a unit vector, k is a unit vector, like that. Okay. So this is what about the unit vectors. Now, how to find out the any vector, how can you express it as? For example, you have a vector, let us say u bar is given by 3i plus 2j minus k, something is there. Now, what is the magnitude of this vector is given by 3 square plus 2 square plus minus 1 the whole square under root. So, that is 9 plus 4 plus 1 under root. So, that is square root of 14 is your magnitude. Therefore, now let me write u bar by mod u bar. That means the vector divided by its magnitude 3i plus 2j minus k over root 14. So, this is the u bar by mod u bar is nothing but the unit vector. It's a unit vector because if you find out the magnitude of this vector, it becomes 1. So, the unit vector is called, this is the unit vector. Therefore, what you can say as a point is the vector by its magnitude is always the unit vector is the unit vector in the direction of u. In the direction of the vector u. In the direction of the vector u, this is what the unit vector. So, this is what meant by the unit vector. So, let us now see another problem now. Express the unit vector. Find a unit vector in the direction of the vector. Like another vector is given, suppose. Find the unit vector. Find the unit vector in the direction of P1 101, P2 320, let us say like this. So what we have to do first, we have to find out the a vector P1 P2 bar is given by P1 P2 bar is what actually? It is 3 minus 1 comma 2 minus 0 comma 0 minus 1. So that is 2 comma 2 comma minus 1. This is what the vector given us. So we can express this as 2i plus 2j minus k. Okay. Now what is the magnitude of this vector? Let us see. P1 P2 bar is given by 2 square plus 2 square plus minus 1 the whole square under root. So that is 4 plus 4 plus 1 is 9. So it is root 9 is 3. So what is the unit vector now? We are writing the unit vector as given by P1 P2 bar, the unit vector, over the modulus of P1 P2 bar, the magnitude of this. So now what it is now? 2i plus 2j minus 2k is your P1 P2 over the magnitude, which is 3. So you can also rewrite this as 2 by 3i plus 2 by 3j minus 2 by 3k. So this is what the unit vector in the direction of the given vector P1 P2. Okay. So this is what the way to write down any vector. Now if you observe here, this particular vector, this is what the unit vector we got it. So in the direction of the given vector. Now if you write this u, the unit vector can also be written as P1 P2 bar by, let me rewrite like this instead of writing this one, P1 P2 bar by mod P1 P2 bar. That means the vector by its magnitude and multiplied by its magnitude. What is its magnitude? P1 P2 bar. Correct? Then you will be getting back the original vector P1 P2 bar. So what is meant by this? U bar by mod U bar multiplied by mod U bar gives you the vector U, correct? This and this gets cancelled and you will be remain with the original vector. So what do you mean by this? This U bar by mod U bar is the unit vector. And what is mod U bar is the length of the vector. And this is what the original vector U. So what can you write about any vector? How can you write? Any vector is the product of its direction. Its direction and length. Its direction and length. Any vector is the product of its direction and length. So you can write like this as the product of its length. Length is the magnitude multiplied by its corresponding unit vector. Then we can write any vector as a product of its length and the direction. So this is what the way you can write. So now we are entering into the next operation, which is called as the dot product of any two vectors. So we have done with this vector addition, vector subtraction, scalar multiple. Now we are going to do the dot product of any two vectors. So what is meant by the dot product means, suppose if you have, if there are two vectors A and B or any two vectors, if A and B are any two vectors, suppose, then A dot B is given by dot product is given by mod A. That means the magnitude of A into magnitude of B multiplied by cosine theta. What is this theta? Where theta is the angle between the two vectors. Angle between A and B. Theta is the angle between A and B. Okay. So this is what meant by the dot product. So for example, now the dot product of any two vectors in the Cartesian form, suppose if it is given, then how to find out the dot products? For example, let us say the vector A is given by a1i plus ba2j plus a3k, and the vector B is given by b1i plus b2j plus b3k, let us say. Then what is A dot B means? This is given by, see the ith component which is A1, see the ith component in B which is B1. So A1 B1, jth component A2 B2, kth component A3 B3. Now A dot B it is. So this is the scalar value. This is the scalar. Now the dot product of any two vectors, this is what the way to find out. For example, now I'll ask you one question on the dot product. Suppose if you have any two vectors as mod A is given as, let us say, some 10, and mod B is given as, let us have some 6, let us say mod B is equal to 6. Then find mod A, find A dot B, that's it. Find A dot B. That means the dot product you have to find out. So what is given now? The angle between the two vectors cosine theta is given by mod A times of mod B. Cosine theta is equal to A dot B is equal to mod A mod B cosine theta. So what it implies? A dot B is equal to A, what is the angle now? Find A dot B if theta is equal to 60 degrees is the angle given. Okay. So what is mod A is given as 10, mod B is given as 6, and this is cosine theta, cosine 60 degrees. So it is 60 times of cosine 60 is 1 by 2. Okay, so what is A dot B is given by 30. So A dot B, so which is not given, you have to find out. So that is A dot B is given, angle is given, what is the magnitudes are given. So you can find out what is the dot product of the two vectors. Now let us have one more problem on this. Suppose you have the two vectors, A is given by some 3i plus 4j minus 2k, and B is given by something like I minus 2j plus 3k is there, suppose. Then our job is to find out what is A dot B. So A dot B is given by 3, I component is 3 here, I component is 1 here. So it is a 3 into 1 plus 4 times of minus 2 plus minus 2 times of 3. Minus 2 times of 3. So it is 3 minus 8 minus 6. So it is minus 11. So A dot B is given by minus 11. So this is what the way you have to find out the dot product. Now there are some few important things to be noted. One is, if you find the dot product of A and B is equal to, and if A dot B is equal to 0, suppose, then A is perpendicular to B, or you can say that the angle is equal to 90 degrees. Okay, the angle theta is equal to 90 degrees. And if A dot B is equal to 0, then A is perpendicular to B, or theta is equal to 90 degrees. So the important point to be noted here. And then let us find out one more problem where 3i plus 4j. Consider the dot product.